Love is simply one word. It's unspoken. The foundation of life. What is this all about? There is no greater narcotic on this planet. You can line them all up and it won't come close to the dopamine hit that you get from love. Because love don't even have to touch you to make you feel some kind of way special. Welcome to the Art of Love with Dr.O. I'm yours truly, Dr.O. You've definitely tuned into the right place. Every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, you can see me and get some of this jism up in you, this knowledge and wisdom of love. All my love angels out there in love land, I appreciate you putting in all that good work, that hard work, bringing happy love angels into our family of love. And make sure that until next time we see each other, that you continue to make you a priority thing. You know, if there ever is a time when you like to come on the show and you want to get on one of my favorite segments, which is Let's Talk About It, all you got to do is just tune in and let the producers of the show know that you would like to be a guest on the show. We'd be more than happy to have you come in, sit down, and we can have Still Sharp and Still, you know. Often enough when I have guests on the show or I answer questions, it's not really just me just answering questions and giving knowledge. I'm receiving it too. You know, they're still sharp and still. You know, when someone asks me a question, I embrace it as my own, and I try and answer to the best of my abilities. And sometimes when I don't have the answers, I can refer to some friends, and that would be Marcus and Pat. I've known these guys my entire life, and whenever I'm stuck on something, they definitely have the right answers for me. So let's, without further ado, get right into it and let's talk about it. And, you know, I think Pat told me this a long time ago. He said, trouble don't knock on the door. You know, if you have your situation right at home, you're letting something in.
Right.
You're letting something in. And you just have to be honest with yourself and honest with your significant other.
That's right. Well, I know growing up, we heard a lot of cliches and sayings and all kind of different, things that we took as kids, not knowing that they weren't necessarily true at the time, right? And one of those things that we were told growing up was that opposites attract, right? And my whole thing is opposites don't attract. Like attracts like, right? There's this book I read years ago called The Master Key. I can't think of the name. Charles Hano, something to that effect. And first chapter, he talks about like attracting like, right? So if you're Cancer and I'm not a Cancer environment, then I should repel you. But if I am a Cancer's environment, then I'm gonna be receptive, right? And vice versa, right? Whether it's friendship, relationship, whatever it is, you can bring church into it. Everybody done been to a church. I didn't too much care for the pastor. Yeah. Right. I ain't coming back. Right. You've been in a class. I don't too much care for the teacher. I ain't coming back. But if the pastor got up there talking, some gibberish, and you like hearing gibberish,
right?
Then now you coming back next week.
That's right.
That teacher gets you on that first class, make it seem like it's going to be interesting. You coming back on Thursday. It's Tuesday and Thursday class, right? You coming back, and now you're excited because the Tuesday class was fun, right? Because they have something that you're receptive to. So if you're that like attracts like, that opposites attract was always a lie. It was an excuse of why I ended up in this situation.
A couple of weeks ago, I was speaking on relationships, and one of the things I said is that don't meet someone that's 800 pounds and stress yourself out about them not going to the gym. If that means something to you, find somebody that's already in the gym.
Right.
if you love fishing, find somebody on the lake fishing.
Right.
You know, that goes into finding the proper frequency.
Absolutely.
And that makes life so much easier.
Right.
It does.
But it's something in the human, I'll just call it spirit, that likes the challenge of turning this over here.
You want to know something? I was in a relationship where I was being sport fished. And what it was that the individual really didn't love me as much as I thought they did, as much as I was giving, and I loved them all heads in. It was the hunt to get me. And then once I was gotten, then I was just, you know, they pull the fish out of the water, they talk about it, then they throw it right back in the lake.
Right.
And she'll let me go, and then she'll get back on the hunt to come get me again.
Right.
And she'll get me again. And it wasn't until I realized that she doesn't have a problem.
Right.
I do.
You do. Right.
I'm the individual that's allowing this
the
to
host.
happen. So, ladies and gentlemen out there in Loveland, don't allow somebody to sport fish you. Don't allow somebody to come into your life, play games with you, and they're only serious just to get you. But once they have you, all that goes out the window. They let you go, and then they so sorry. They buy you some flowers. Oh, baby, I didn't mean to touch your cheek last week. You know, it really wasn't me. It was my fist. Don't you fall for that. Don't do that. Your father didn't raise you for all that nonsense. You got too many people in your life that love you, so don't fall for somebody trying to sport fish you, because one thing about love that I always say, there's no doubt in it. There's no doubt in it. There's nothing to argue about. You know, Pat even said, how hard is it just for us to love each other?
It's free.
You know, and money.
Don't cost you a thing.
Nothing.
It's free.
Right.
It's free. And money, for everybody that think that money, of course you need money to survive, because we live in a financial world. But I work the back door, and we have bottles that cost $300,000. Billionaires come in and buy bottles for everybody. And I talk to the driver, and the driver say, Art, that's all nonsense. I said, what do you mean? Him buying bottles for everybody, and everybody's all excited and stuff. It's just a show, Art. I said, what do you mean, man? He said, when he gets in the back of this SUV and I take him home to his mansion with the heliport and all this other stuff he got, he's sitting in the back seat crying, Art, because he ain't got no friends and he can't trust nobody, okay? He'll never have what you and I have right now. And that is, we know that these people that's in our life love us because we have nothing to give them but love.
Right.
And that's what he desires more than anything.
All this other stuff.
And as long as he have it, he'll never find it. Boom. See? So the key is to realize you already got it.
Right.
You already got it. Don't reach for stress. Don't reach for something that you think is going to give you some type of peace of mind. I tell people, you know, the only people who want big houses, a real big house, is somebody never had one. You know, I was 21 with a tri-level house, man, you know, and it's great for entertainment. You can sleep down there, you can sleep over there, and this and that. But when everybody gone, the rooms collect dust.
Yeah.
And if there's no love in the house,
Right.
it's a lot of cleaning.
That's all
And
it
don't
is.
and don't leave nothing downstairs.
Right.
You in the bed, you in the master bedroom.
And your water
and
down in the kitchen.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's just, and then them stairs. You know, you get older. When you're young, you can sprint up and down them stairs, do black flips up and
Right.
down, slide down the stairs.
Right.
But
When you're older,
you
you
want that flat, man.
Right. And when you're older and you still got upstairs, downstairs, that just means you got a smaller refrigerator upstairs.
No, that's right.
So you don't
I know
so you don't got to go all the way back downstairs.
You might even have a stove up
Right.
there, a
all
microwave and
that,
stuff.
all that. And it's just a trip because, like, you know, when you talk about love and relationships and marriage and stuff like that, you know, a lot of times me and my wife ask ourselves, are we boring? Right? Because we don't do all that other stuff. Right? And so there's no trying to one up. There's
Right.
no extra drama.
Right.
There's no, you know, none of that because we already did all that in previous situations.
Right.
And so I'm not trying to live like that for the next 50 years or however long
Right.
God Almighty allows me to stay here. And I'm pretty sure she's not either.
Right.
But we also got to realize that some people, they don't correlate that with love. That's just boring.
Right.
Right. That's just boring. There is no excitement. Right.
It's boring because they don't like each other.
Ouch. Ouch.
So-
Love
so-
Angels, y'all heard that.
Right. So based on that, then what are we doing with each other?
That's right.
Lying because somebody's lying.
But you lying to
Somebody-
yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Look how many
Like how do you
relationships.
come home to a fight?
Yeah, look how many relationships the pandemic just ruined. Because
they got to
it was-
deal with
because it was two people that was forced to look at each other in their
right
face
every day.
every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
How
know,
many
hey,
you don't got nowhere to
relationships?
go.
Yeah, ain't nowhere to go. So how many relationships did that destroy?
They don't want to put that statistic out. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
I would
bad.
love to see it. I know it's
Listen,
bad. I know it's
Bad,
horrible.
bro.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean,
No, it's horrible.
It's easy to wave the hand in the convertible Porsche, Ferrari, Bentley, whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, but I need you to sit next to me on this bus stop, and can you look in my eyes and I look in your eyes and know that some people play the lottery and some people win it and
That's
won
right.
it.
That's right.
Right.
You know, if somebody pulled up in a Pagani, you know, that's like $3 million off the dribble, and you sitting at the bus stop with your girl, and he floss, and he feeling good. All you have to say to him is, "Can I ask you a question?" And he'd be all excited about, "Yeah, what you want to ask me?" Because you know, I know everybody asks me questions about this car.
Right.
If you lost it all, will she still be there? And just hug your girl and kiss her.
Yeah.
And leave him with that. And leave him with that because he already know the answer.
Man.
He already know the answer.
Right.
A lot of people holding on to something when they already know the answer.
Right.
Maybe they feel that they came too far down the road to turn back. But I tell people the trials and tribulations in your life is to prepare you for what's yet to come.
Right.
You got to clear the table, like you were saying earlier with you and your wife. You guys have already been through different things. Well, those are just appetizers,
Right.
getting you ready for the main course.
Right.
See, so that when it showed up, you're done with all that nonsense. There's no reason for it to exist here.
Right.
You're on that third tier,
Right.
that frequency of no nonsense. It's just love.
Right.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
I remember I was on my way to, I'm gonna tell you in the next segment, but I was on my way to work, and I did a U-turn, and I didn't think anything of this U-turn because there was no signs there that I couldn't make it, and I made the U-turn. I drove into my office, and I guess it was a gentleman officer that didn't have any calls, but he saw me do it, and he pulled me over. So I didn't think anything of it. I think it was a wrong that he had to find right. And that was, okay, you pulled me over for a U-turn, but there was no sign there saying I couldn't do it. You ran me. There's nothing that you could find on me, but how do I get out of it? Well, you made a U-turn. I couldn't find nothing. If he found something on me, then there's no need to talk about the U-turn. But there was nothing there, so he had to justify with the U-turn. I was young. I forgot about it. Long and behold, it turned into a warrant. I didn't know. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know. But I found out the hard way. And I got a letter saying I need to go to court. I went to court, and you know, I was the last person to be seen that day. And because all the other cases were more severe than mine, I just knew I was going to get thrown some love. And unfortunately, I didn't. I remember the judge told this one lady, I told you to stay out of my courtroom. I'm not going to give you a house and a home and give you 3 meals a day. I'm not going to give that to you. Get out of here. And they committed a crime. But he wasn't willing to give her what she really wanted. And so it gets to me, and I'm thinking, man, I know I'm going to get love, just a U-turn ticket. And he told me, well, it's a minimum of 1 year in county and a fine of such and such and such. I had to lawyer up. But at the time, they took away my privileges to drive. I got on a bus, and I had to take the bus, and I'm just miserable. I'm miserable. I'm sitting in the bus, and I could have looked at it in a negative way, which I was. I was feeling sorry for myself. I was upset, mad at the world. And sometimes in the midst of you thinking that things are bad, you get handed a gift. As I was sitting on the bus this one particular day, this young kid got on, and he had no legs, but he got on the bus in a wheelchair laughing and playing. I had to give myself a reality check. And right when I gave myself a reality check, I looked to my right outside of the window, and I couldn't believe what I saw. And it was the car of my dreams sitting on a parking lot that the gentleman had these cars for sale, but he didn't know what he had. He was just getting rid of it. And so I got off at the next stop. Mind you, if I was driving, I would have never seen this car. It was because I was up high on the bus. I wasn't driving. I was able to see the car. Funny, we drove by that lot many a times, but it wasn't until the kid got on the bus and I stopped pouting about what I was going through and realized that regardless of what I go through, there's always somebody out there going through 10 times worse. Whatever you've gone through in your life, I guarantee you there's a million people that's willing to go through what you go through and then some. But the car of my dreams. Now, I was young, so to me, I wanted a Mazda MX-6 GT Turbo with adjustable suspension and 4-wheel steering. See, you guys think that these things are new now. They had that stuff back in the 80s, man, early 90s. Imagine that, man. I used to go to Azusa Canyon, turbo, downshifting, and 4-wheel steering. It pulls you into the curves and all that. I would have never found that car had I not gone through those circumstances. So instead of us maxing them out, our circumstances, and making them worse, let's try to find the positivity in it. Okay? Let's just try to find the positivity in it. Whatever you're going through, I know it's easier said than done, but try to find some positivity in it, because the negativism, it isn't going to make it better. It's only going to make it worse. So hopefully I've given you enough of what that mid frequency is. I wasn't supposed to go into this because that's the top tier, that's the positivity. And that's just you looking at whatever scenario you go through in life and making it positive. But recognize we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, and that is there's a time to talk and there's a time to listen. And when you meet someone, listen. Listen. Because, you know, when you meet someone, if you're running your mouth too much, you tell them, I like blue, I like going to the beach. They'll just regurgitate what you said to them, and you think you found your match. How often does that happen? And when that person is lying to you by regurgitating these things to you, eventually down the road, the truth will come out. And you'll be like, man, there's a stop sign on them. I should have, if I would have, should have, could have known, or sure enough may have. But there's no mistakes made. We're all here to learn. That's what we're here for. To learn, to love, to give, and to transition on through life. So to all my lovebirds out there in love land, and once again, a shout out to the Bryant family, to an amazing man, and truly a beautiful and amazing daughter. I say this. It's that time for us to love each other and to love ourselves. And how we learn to love ourselves and each other is just learning how to master that universe that exists inside of us. Don't walk away from it. Your eyes are the gateway to the soul. Just look in the mirror and get to know you. Cheer for you. Be positive for you. Believe in you. Stop putting yourself down and build yourself up. If you can cheer for a team, you can cheer for yourself. If you can believe in someone that you don't know, then you can believe in yourself. So until next time, make sure that loving you is a priority thing for you to do. Welcome to the Art of Love with Dr. O, and I'm yours truly, Dr. O. To all my love angels out there in love land, what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. There is no feeling in the world like the love you give yourself. And remember, every time I close the show, I always say, until next time, make sure that loving you is a priority thing for you to do. How many of y'all do it? Or do y'all just, once the show is off, y'all just forget about those words? They're very powerful. I say it to you so that even when you're not even thinking about it, you're doing it. So make sure you practice that, because depending on love from somewhere else, there's a greater chance you'll be disappointed in the love you give yourself. So we're going to go ahead and ease right into one of my favorite segments. I think all of them are favorite segments, but this segment right here, it allows me to get closer to you guys, and we're just going to slow it down, and we're going to go ahead and get through these questions, and that's Ask Dr. O. Let's see what Dr. O thinks about these questions. Now, I have clients that come, they sit in the chair, and it's therapy session. I mean, the haircut is already going to be nice. They already know what that's going to be, but I think that a lot of them is good therapy. You know, some of my clients' parents, they bring their kids and they say, you know, I ask them, why did you, I just tapered his hair, you know, that's like 5-7 minutes. Why did you give me $100? And they say, well, Art, it's a lot easier for me to bring my child to you than to go to a therapist. So, you know, you see it one end, one way, and then on another end, it's another way. So it's like, that's a nice price for 7 minutes, but on the other end, it's like he's saving money because the therapist isn't going to keep it as real as I'm going to keep it real. So let's go ahead and get into these questions with Ask Dr. O. Dr. O, my family complains that I don't spend enough time with them due to working so much, but they don't complain about the fruits of my labor. Big house, nice cars, vacation, money in the pocket, etc. Baller. When I tell them once I don't work as much, the lifestyle will change, they don't want that, but they still complain. What do I do? Well, you can get a nice tent and some bus passes and sit them all down and say, hey, see that tent in the backyard? It's a nice camping tent, high quality. There's enough room for all of us. All 7 of us can get in there. And some nice sleeping bags. Is that what you want? A tent and bus pass? Or would you like to continue to live the lifestyle that the fruits of my hard labor is providing you? Of course, they don't care what comes out of your mouth. They enjoy the lifestyle that's provided to them, and they're still going to complain. But let them know Dad loves going to work because it puts a smile on his face to know that you guys are happy with the fruits of his labor. And at the same time, remember that it's better for you to continue to provide that lifestyle and to have them complain than the other way around. Because if you wasn't providing that lifestyle and it was different, they're still going to complain. So it's best that you provide it, and any extra time that you get, try your best to spend it with them. But at the same time, let them know when you start working, you'll understand especially if you live in California, which you do. Aaron from Chino Hills, the toppity top of Chino Hills. The house that's getting ready to fall off the cliff by the 71, Chino Hills. Yeah, just let them know. Daddy got to go to work. Let's get into this next one. Dr.O, this question isn't about my spouse. He's great. It's me. How do I learn to trust him after being hurt in the past? Wow. And this is coming from Lene. Lene from Bradbury. Got a couple of people in Bradbury that loves this show. Dr.O, this question isn't about my spouse. He's great. It's me. How do I learn to trust after being hurt in the past? So when you said that it's not about your spouse, he's great, it's me, then you're admitting to yourself that you have a good thing, Lene. And you don't want to lose that with issues from the past. Did you ever forgive your past issues? Because the longer you hold on to them, it's only going to destroy your life. See, when we think about the things that we've been through in our past and we continue to harbor on them and they're not positive, it's only destroying us. For the people that dished out that nonsense, they're not even thinking about us. You have to forgive them and send all that negativity back to where it was. The past is stated the past for a reason, because that's exactly what it is. You shouldn't allow your past to control your present or dictate your future if it isn't positive. So, Lene, there's counseling, there's mental health, and there's you loving yourself. That helps a lot. And don't lose out on a good thing, allowing your past to control your present or dictate your future. You win when you forgive it and you leave it in the past. You have a beautiful present, a beautiful future, and if this gentleman's never giving you any reason to feel that way, my advice to you is protect your happiness. And how you protect your happiness in your present and your future is leaving your past exactly where it's at, in the past. All right, this next one. I've been with this guy for 2 years. I have no complaints. Yeah, everybody always say he ain't got no complaints about him. He's a great guy, but I'm just bored with him. How do I leave but not hurt his feelings? Oh, man. Tanya from Pomona. Tanya, why are you playing games? See, I was talking to some clients the other day, and, you know, I have ladies that ask me, where are all the good men? And I have guys that ask me, where are all the good ladies? And I explained to them, I found out where all the good guys and all the good ladies are. Is there anybody out there in Love Land that can answer this question? If you've been watching the show long enough, you should know the answer. And that is, where are all the good men? Where are all the good women? They're catering to people that they shouldn't be in relationships with. Okay? Okay, Tanya? Got a good man? Bored? Tired of him? Paying the bills? Helping you live in this world? You need some excitement. You want somebody to lie to you. Oh, baby, I got to go. Man, somebody just called me. I didn't even see my phone. You called me, baby? Oh, man, I'm sorry, baby. I was just about to get that money if you would have told me. Man, the banks was closed. Oh, man. That's what you want, huh, Tanya? You want a knucklehead. You want a knucklehead. A lot of ladies love the excitement of knuckleheads. I even asked this one lady, why you even put up with them? And she gave me an answer. She said, because they easy. Because they easy. Art. Okay? And that's fun and that's all excitement. But hit 30, when that rent due, that mortgage due, that car note due, them lights and that gas, you know what I'm saying? The lights and that gas, okay? When all that's due, and all you got from that knucklehead is, oh man, I'm waiting on a homie to bring the money. Oh man, the banks is closed. Okay? The manager of your complex don't care about his stories. They want that money. And if you a penny short, hold on to that. Hold that and move. Back that U-Haul up. Because I got somebody that's going to be up in here that ain't going to be a penny short. So, Tanya from Pomona, be careful what you're letting go of. If it's a good guy. I didn't hear no complaints. I didn't see you didn't say no complaints. You said, I have no complaints about him. But you're bored. You know, when you're bored, maybe you're not bored with him. Maybe you're bored with yourself. That's who you're really bored with. It ain't got nothing to do with him if he's a good guy. Maybe it's the time to do some soul searching, get to love yourself. Be honest with yourself. Tanya, you can't be honest with nobody else if you're not honest with yourself. Stop playing them games, because what happens when you play one too many games? The game in the end gets played on you. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I enjoyed that. And it's definitely that time where we got to go ahead and fade to black. But before I do, I just want you guys to know I really appreciate all my love angels out there in love land, and anyone that would like to reach out and ask questions or come on the show. You can reach us at the Art of Love Pod or any social media platform for that matter. And feel free to tell a friend. If you have anybody out there that's going through something, they want to get a better understanding of love. Does he love me? Does she love me? Am I wasting my time? Hey, you definitely found the right place. And remember, all you have to do is just reach out to me. The Art of Love Pod, any social media. I'll be there for you. And until next time, make sure that loving you is a priority thing for you to do.